Bonjour mes amis, it is already the 6th week of school. Can you believe that? So I've been back in Missouri for just slightly over 2 months now, and I've noticed some things with my re-entry that I didn't exactly expect. The first thing is, as with any growth experience, you outgrow things and you outgrow people. So when you leave and come home, you'll find that you may not vibe with the people that you really used to, and you may have new interests that you found while you were abroad or on exchange, and that's okay. Something that I've done relatively frequently over the past couple of years is go to Joplin Avenue Coffee Company's poetry night, which I always have a great time. It's really inspirational. I really love to write, but I've never actually read my poetry there until this month.
This one is titled in French, Tu es mon toit, which is a play on words, which basically means you are my home. You feel like home, she says, and she thinks she really means it.
I found that being on exchange, and even with the vlogging really, because I don't like people really looking at me, which is kind of a contradiction considering this. It is what it is, but I read my poetry. I read 3. One about Brianna, who I saw this week, as well as Romy, my sweet friend in Montreal, and a little romantic one as well. I've spoken about mental health quite a bit before in last semester's vlogs, but I'd like to touch on how leaving really helped me to not stifle myself. I've really struggled with, I think a lot of us do who have depression or mental illness, get very attached to that title, and it's really toxic and not good, and you get scared of being healthy and happy because you don't know who you are without your trauma or your horrible experiences. And being away from the place where everything has really affected me my entire life, I was born and raised here, being away had just an immense effect on my confidence, and I think that's a lot of the reason why I was able to read my poetry. And so outgrowing things while you're on exchange not only can be about people, but in my case it was more so about old ideas about myself or about the world in general. I really learned a lot and kind of had a very long self-reflection while I was alone in Montreal for a couple of months before I actually made friends. And I just think it's really beneficial to leave behind a physical place to be able to connect with that new mental realm. Thank you all so much for watching. Please come back next week and see what I'm up to. I have a lot of things to say about my re-entry so far.